It's once again a pleasure. It's once again a pleasure to spend this evening with you. And as Paul said, we are grateful and thankful to God for Zoom, which makes it possible for us to get together once or twice a week and sometimes more times, so that we can share and express what we know and quite possibly benefit each other. Because in fact, in preparing this training, I also find that I learn quite a bit more, because in order to answer your questions and in order to prepare the sessions, I have to also go deeper into the products and into a better understanding of the business. So welcome everyone. I hope that the month is getting along very well for you. And as your invite will have indicated, the session today is about the Nutriance organic range, which is Neolife's cosmetic range of products. And as I think I said before in the skincare session, our skin is the largest organ in our body. And I think we also mentioned during that, probably you're a new distributor, so excuse me for referring to maybe things you did not hear about, but just to tell you that our training is cyclic. So I think about for 6 months, we go through the sessions and then we repeat again after 6 months. So those who have been with us for a while, some of these things will be familiar. And I was just smiling when Paul was saying that we have the session and then you ask the same thing. But I will say to Paul, it's okay, because repetition is the mother of learning. So personally, I don't mind if you ask me the same questions, because sometimes maybe that day I was not clear about the point, so you want clarification. So of course, take notes, but if you still find that you're not satisfied with the answer or it does not quite address what you wanted to know, you are still free to ask the question. I'm saying this especially because sometimes I see people have raised their hands and I'm not able to go to them and answer their questions. So for that reason, you are welcome to ask any question that you may have on your mind, as well as to take notes. So if you hear something that piques your interest, do definitely take a note. So as I was saying, our skins are, the skin is the biggest organ, but the skin is not uniform throughout the body, as I think we've mentioned before, and as we can see for ourselves. Some parts of the skin are thin, some parts are thick, some parts are smooth and soft, some parts have hair, and so on. So the Nutriance range specifically targets the finest and most delicate skin on our bodies, and that is the skin on our face and our neck. And the reason why we need a specific range for this is because, in fact, of the delicacy and the fineness of this skin, as well as the fact that our faces are an important part of our personal expression. Especially as distributors, we know that the face of Nutriance and Neolife for any person out there is usually we, the distributors. When we meet the people we come across, they rely on our personal appearance and grooming to have a certain gauge about our business, which makes it important for us to actually understand how to well care for our skin and personal grooming, as well as, of course, to also spread the word about this to our circle of influence, as well as to our clients. So Nutriance addresses 3 daily problems that the facial and neck skin experiences. This is dirt, dryness, and damage. So those are the 3 Ds that we talk about. These are our daily problems that we are always trying to tackle. And Nutriance is specifically formulated to take care of those 3 problems. So let us look at the first problem, and that is dirt. Of course, we know that apart from maybe our Islamic sisters who normally go around with covered faces, that maybe they only leave a small part of their face uncovered, for most of us, we go about our lives with our faces uncovered, which means that whatever is in our environment is going to be deposited on our skin. Let us say it is a dusty day, the dust is going to be deposited on our skin. If we live in a smoky, polluted city, smoke particles are going to be deposited on our skin. If it is a windy day and things are flying about, again, we'll have things deposited on our skin. And apart from that, for some of us, we use makeup, which means that sometimes we ourselves apply particles on our skin. And if we think about things like foundation and creams and so on, these are actually foreign things that we apply on our skins. And all this adds up towards making our facial skin dirty. The other parts of our bodies can often be covered. So sometimes we wear long sleeve clothes and long trousers, which means the rest of our body is all covered. And the skin on our head is covered by hair. But our face is almost always exposed. So that means that the problem of dirt is real and one which has got to be an important part of our skin care, our facial skin care. Then the second one is dryness. So dryness is a problem because of the climatic conditions in which we live. In Southern Africa, for example, we are now just going towards the end of winter. Winters, especially where we stay here in Gauteng, the central part of South Africa, the winters are very dry. There is no rain and it's quite dusty because the trees have no leaves, many of them, which means that the air is very dry and very cold. And that means that our facial skin will be suffering from dryness. In fact, if you come from a place like where Paul is currently in Mombasa, the air is very humid, and so you do not suffer from dry skin. But if you are in the drier parts of a country, or let's say the northern parts of Kenya, or as I'm saying in South Africa during winter, your skin will be experiencing a lot of dryness because the air is dry. Some people live in very windy parts of Africa, where you find also that causes dry skin. Then another cause for dryness is hot places, hot, dry places. So for example, if you are in the northern parts of East Africa, if you are in the northern parts of Nigeria also, you will find that it's quite hot and dry. So it means that the skin will be suffering from dryness. So whether it is cold, dry climates or hot, dry climates, they cause the skin to be dried out. Then the third problem is damage. And damage can come from different angles. It can be just as a result of the passage of time. If we look at the skins of young babies, we find that their skins are always soft and supple and quite moist. But as time passes and we grow older, we find that our skin becomes damaged. We may have pigmentation here and there. We may have wrinkles and so on. Then the climate, as I've mentioned, can also cause damage. The rays of the sun can be damaging. The nutrition that we take in can also bring about damage. So for example, certain foods might cause our skins to react. And then as the skin tries to heal itself, there might be damage in the form of rashes or acne and such things. So, and then heredity also plays a part in the damage of our skin. Some people's skins are very sensitive and are easily damaged. Some people's skins react very harshly to, for example, exposure to sunshine or lack of exposure to sunshine. So all these can bring about damage and lead to premature aging of our skin. So what happens when our skin is damaged is that it grows older sooner than it would naturally have. So those are the three daily problems that I wanted to mention that we experience in terms of our facial and neck skin, which are very delicate and always exposed. Then the first step that we need to take care of in introducing the Neolife Nutriance range to our clients or our circle of influence is that we have two skin types. The skin, all our skins, whatever your race is, falls under two categories. It's not dependent on your race, it's simply dependent on your genetics. And so we have got the type of skin which is normal to dry. Those are the skins that tend to be dry. And that is the first group, one group. Then the other group is combination to oily. So that is the kind of skin which is either tends to be oily, or certain parts of it are oily and certain parts are dry. So the mixed one is called combination, and it's grouped together with the oily because the combination is a combination of oily patches and some dry patches. So for example, if you're looking at my video, you will see that, for instance, my forehead is shiny, my nose is shiny, my cheeks are shiny, and my chin is shiny. So those are normally the parts that will be oily in the combination skin, and then the other parts will be normal or dry or just ordinary. Then the other group, you'll find that if you have dry skin, then it tends to be dry. And if you do not add moisturizer after washing, you find that a person with dry skin, you can tell because as you smile,